I've seen a picture today. It was a picture about, I think it was a concept from an artist from Russia, I don't remember that. That was the picture of a little girl, or maybe just like a child, a kid, by night in a very shady neighborhood, and there were some big, enormous robots, like machine-like, hiding in the corners of this neighborhood, very shady, ready to attack, I think. And it got me thinking, well, that was a very good concept art, actually. I may find it, I'm very disappointed because I lost it. Anyway, this concept just made me think how alone and scared you have to be as a kid in a neighborhood by night, very shady one, and you hear some noises from like machines or robots that you know they are hunting for you, they're searching for you. And I thought, how do I represent something like that in music if I want? Which sounds I would love to use? Which sounds are good enough? Maybe I can find some instruments that represent the kid or the little girl and the machines and the neighborhood and these lights. There are some lights running across the buildings. Let's try something. Here we go. Pretty great day today. Quite gloomy. Very nice. Got also some notes here, just to talk about a little bit of the selection for the instruments that I've done. So straight away, talking about the kid, I've chosen a kalimba, which is a sound. It's a very delicate sound, very childish as well. Also, if you consider the instrument is quite, like a toy, essentially. And it also calls out some memories you've got. Everybody of us have. At some point we've seen one of those horror movies, and the kalimba sound summons some innocence, but in the wrong environment that can be very creepy. The bass guitar and the drums are essentially one single character together, and they are quite uncertain. There's some syncopations from the rhythms when it starts, and you can't distinguish basically when the one is, and that it's basically to confuse you a little bit, like if you were walking or riding through an alley or a street you don't know. So you don't know how many outtakes, little streets or alleys are around you. So all of a sudden you just spot one, but it's too late. And this is basically the way I wanted to represent that as a sound. Another cool trick that I wanted to use to confuse you even a little bit more. It's the figure change from a 4 to a 3, and it's a little bit confusing also for me to explain. But essentially the kalimba starts by itself, and it sounds like it goes in 4 because it goes ta 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 ta. It sounds like it sounds like it wants to go in 4. But eventually, all of a sudden, the bass guitar and the drums kicks in, and you go for ta 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 ta, and it's pretty much an abrupt change of rhythm and change of tempo, and that confuses you quite a lot. That also is a cool trick. There are some electronic sounds in here and there just to blend it a little bit more. The instruments that I recorded with the other very mechanical and electric and electronic, actually digital sounds. It's quite straightforward, right? The mechanical sounds, the drones and the hits represents the machines. Pretty easy. So the idea was actually growing up, and I thought, why not preparing some visuals, some renders with some models that I did previously to explain out, just for the sake of the scene, and trying to go for a visual representation of what I meant, just for the sake of giving to this song quite a little bit of environment, a little bit of context. Why not? Think about that. You're just a little creature, cold and lonely in a city where you have never been before. Around you, buildings, the witness of a decadent past. And somewhere in the dark, machines.